So here's this connected to computer audio.
We should get a cardboard cutout of Goatee.
And put it in the background.
Yeah. We finally got Mike joining us this week.
So here's this. Okay, participants. Invite. Copy invite link. Boom. Twitter. So let's do his gimmick over here. New message. There's that. All right. So what we will do is we will go ahead, start on this with the pre-show. All right. So it's already recording. So we can just go ahead from that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast pregame episode. Of course, my name's Ray. I'm being joined tonight by Socrates, who's joining us again. And, not much has changed on the front from last week with the whole fiasco with Al Snow. However, Psycho, I will tell you this. I have heard back from Al Snow. Al Snow is not ducking you. Al Snow told me to relay a message to you. And that is that he will be appearing on July 24th right here on the program. And after you verbally eviscerated Al, hopefully he did not hear it last week, then he will be appearing here. So how do you feel about that, Socrates, that finally you get to have your face-to-face, your sit-down with the man, the myth, the legend, the man that you have numerous amounts of heat with now, Al Snow?
Well, I mentioned this to you off air, but it's ironic that July 24th is actually going to be 22 years to the day.
Oh, really?
The day I met Al and he stole my maneuver and this whole fiasco began. So I know you just advertised July 24th, but as far as I go, I'll believe it when I see it. Because I still think he's ducking me. We haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Have we seen him?
No. You know what? He did put something up. His Twitter feed is amazing. And he put something up today. He's like, lost my job as a zookeeper. There were a lot of signs that said, don't feed the animals. So I took them literally. So, you look at it, you're like, oh, he lost his job for not feeding the animals, but there's so many signs, don't feed the animals. And I'm like, this is just great. However, no acknowledgement for Socrates. He's not even acknowledging it. And I'm not even sure if you saw it, but my mom and sister got me this for Christmas. It's the Johnny Cash Leatherface shirt. So basically, you ever see the image of Johnny Cash? Yeah, it's him wearing the Johnny Cash suit, and he's giving the Johnny Cash finger, but it's Leatherface.
I've got a shirt. It's Sean Morgan from Seether doing the cash pose.
Nice.
He's wearing the shades and everything.
Nice. And
I got that at a show. Oh, here, want to hear a quick story?
Mm-hmm.
That Seether show was 2012 at Pier 6.
Yeah.
It was me and our co-host, Mr. Blair.
During the first... Wait. We have another co-host here? Well, I would never guess.
Is that guy? He's like about 5'11". He's about the same age as me.
Balding.
Yeah,
balding.
I'm vaguely picturing in my head. He's got some tattoos. I think, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think, it's been so long since we've seen Mike that the next time we see him, it might be the kind of thing that we're shocked on what his appearance is. I feel like that we saw him, But now it's the kind of thing that the next time we see him, like he might be 400 pounds.
Or he's growing his hair back out. And he's got the Hogan mullet.
Oh, that would be great. You know, he is a
in the
huge
process
Hogan mark.
He's
a huge Hogan mark.
He is,
So
he is.
that's just the whole thing right
Real
there.
quick, that Seether show, it was me and him there. During the first band, he had to leave because his wife called him and he had some kind of emergency.
Yeah.
So much like the Happy Hour podcast, he wasn't there for the Seether set.
Okay. Well, get this.
I was all alone.
There was a show where I saw Mike, and Mike has connections. His wife knows people. We went to a show. It was actually when we went to Uproar, and we interviewed POD and
Fozzy,
a bunch of other people, and Fozzy and all that. And I was talking to Blair. I was like, yeah, man, I would have loved to have been able to interview Aaron Lewis or whatever and all. He's like, oh man, I had backstage passes. You should have told. He's like, I tried texting you. He's like, I knew how much of a Stain fan you were, but my phone was locked in the car because it was supposed to storm that night. And I was like, what the fuck? So I ended up missing that. And
you
it's
hear another good Mike concert story.
Sure.
We were at Susquehanna Pavilion in Camden, New Jersey, for Megadeth Gigantour 2013.
Okay, I've been going to Camden, New Jersey fairly often at my new job.
It's a very, very peaceful, nice little town, But anyway, we were there at the Susquehanna amphitheater. Have you ever been to a show there?
No.
It's kind of like Jiffy Lube. It's a little amphitheater.
Okay.
So we're coming out and I was sober by this point, but Mike was still having a beverage or two. So we're coming out, Mike's driving, I'm in the passenger seat. And we're, everybody's coming out at the same time. So we're waiting in line, we're trying to get out. So there's like a little thing to the side where they got the gate, and there's like about this much room. I can picture you people on camera. There's about this much room between the gate and the side of the edge. And Mike looks at me, he goes, you think I can make it? So I looked at it and I said, Mike, I don't think you can make it. That's pretty fucking tight.
Yeah.
So Mike, I remember this perfectly because I remember everything. He looks at me, he puts his hand on my shoulder, he goes, I can make it. Keep in mind, there's a cop. There's literally a cop sitting right there. Yeah. The cops are at the entryway to make sure everybody's being cool or whatever. He goes by, he makes it, but you hear a
oh fuck.
So
no.
I said, Mike, I think you might have scraped your car a little bit. He's like, it's probably not that bad. We'll be fine. So we get like,
oh yeah, it's all right. And we've all had, like, I've done stuff like that before. And I think I told the story when Chris was on, when we were I was revving my Camaro engine next to some chicks, and the muffler just fucking dropped right off, and they just went laughing. And I'm like,
we get about 10 miles down the road, and we both have to piss. So he pulled over on the side of the highway. So he gets out on his side. Of course, I'm on that side. I get out, and I'm looking at the door, and the door is literally hanging off the side of the car. And Mike, you might want to come look at this.
Yeah.
He comes around to the side, he looks at it, and he goes, oh fuck, Kim's gonna kill me.
Was that of that blue car that was like missing the handle and shit?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember he had the car, and when we went flying for AWL, like I couldn't get in and out of the fucking car, and I was like, Mike, come on, dude.
Something else must happen because this was after AWL.
Yeah.
So something must have happened before that. This was like 2013.
Yeah, and I'm like, Mike, what the fuck's wrong with this car or whatever? Like, wait, when was it in 20? Because AWL was 2013.
Well, the first AWL was November 2012. That was the one I did.
Yeah. When we were flying for that one in West Virginia, the car was all fucked up.
Oh, okay. So it was then.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so that was before, because this concert was August of 2013.
Oh, okay.
This was like a year later. I think this was like the first time I'd seen him since AWL.
Because
we hadn't spoken for a while,
Yeah. Because God forbid, Socrates has heat with everybody. And I mean, that's like actually, I'm a little scared about Johnny Goodluck, because that's the thing. It's like, our last guest didn't show up because he knew Socrates was here. So, Al Snow.
Are you saying somehow Johnny Goodluck got word? He's be like, you know what? That Socrates has a bigger dick than me.
Yeah.
I'm not coming on the show.
Well, here's the thing. He could have got tipped off by Al Snow. Right. Al Snow might have reached up to him. And look at it like this. Maybe Al Snow is in cahoots with Buddha. Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
And possibly also the janitor from the bowling alley that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
It's like the axis of evil. They're all coming to get me. And then there was the guy at the Dollar Tree the other day who I thought was going to shoot everybody.
Yeah. What? Wait, whoa. What?
Okay, so I was at the Dollar Tree the other day.
Okay.
Across the street from my house. And that place has been robbed like 4 times in the last 3 years. Okay. So it's not the greatest place in the world. Yeah. And it's right down the street from Gardenville. Anybody knows anything about this area?
Yeah.
Rosedale's not bad. You go about a mile down the street to Gardenville, whole another story. So I went there. I got all my shit. I'm waiting in line. There's like 2 people in front of me, and this black fellow comes out. This guy works here. He's an employee. Yeah. He comes running out. He goes, "Nigga, you want to go outside?" I'm like, "Oh shit, what's going on here?" He goes outside, I'm like, oh, I guess nothing happened.
Yeah.
But then he comes back in. He goes, I said you want to go outside, motherfucker.
Oh,
and there's like
shit.
two other guys that work there.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, just let him go outside.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes, keep in mind the lady who's at the checkout register. I see her all the time. I just go there all the time. She's an older black lady.
Yeah.
And she's like freaking out. She's like, what the fuck? So then he comes back in again the third time. She's like, why doesn't somebody lock him out? He's like, I said, do you want to come outside, nigga? And then I hear somebody say, I think he's got a gun. And at this point, I'm like, oh.
How many times, like, when was the last time you heard someone go, I think he has a gun? And that was when we experienced Sun. And we told that story. And that was when me and you ate all the food.
Yes.
And he was like, I'm going to kill you motherfuckers. And we're just kind of like, oh, Madman Sam
Well,
did it. And
that was the last time maybe you experienced it.
Yeah.
I was robbed at gunpoint in 2018. That's another story. But no, I hear one of the other guys go, I think he's got a gun. So like at this point, I'm the next person in line.
Yeah.
So I get my shit. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my shit. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So I don't know what happened because I left.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything on the news, so I don't think anybody got shot. But there was a few minutes there because you know the world we live in nowadays.
Oh, dude.
You know,
Yeah.
I was keeping an eye on him though, because here's the thing. He was like maybe, let's see, right now you're about 3 feet from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was maybe about 6 feet from me.
Oh, shit.
So I could see him pretty well. Like I was like, if I see him go in his pocket,
Yeah.
I'm going fucking Goldberg and stealing this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I've been going to physical therapy. I'm getting stronger. I'll fuck somebody up again.
There was a time where I worked at Family Dollar with my friend Chris, who was on not too long ago, his mom, and she used to fight people. I would come to work, she'd be fighting people in the front of the store from shoplifting. They were scared.
Nice.
They were terrified to shoplift there because she would chase them over to Heritage Park in Dundalk
Nice.
and hog tie them. So there
Wait a minute.
there was this one time she was fighting this kid in the doorway and she seen me coming. And so she lets go of him and he turns around and it's like, you stupid bitch. Well, he's like, and he runs right into me and I put him in a Taz mission.
Nice.
And like, as I have him in a Taz mission, he's like kicking his legs. And I'm like, you might go to sleep for a little bit. And then I was like, also note to self, next time you run out the front doors, make sure you know who's coming in through them.
Right.
And then there was another
He
guy.
didn't know there was EWA Hall of Famer walking in the door.
Yeah. Little did he know Chase Rawlings was on the scene.
But speaking of shop owner,
And there was another location we were at off of Philadelphia, what was it, Pennsylvania Avenue in the city, which was a bad location. And so she was fighting this guy, and he was trying to shoplift, and she shut his hand in the door, like in between the doors, and locked the door, so his hand's stuck. So he's sitting there like fucking swinging it, whatever, all that. And I just say, Ray, get your ass up here now. And I run from the back and I see this guy with his hand tucked in there and he's just swinging like a madman. I'm just like, well, I don't know what else. So you know how the Undertaker used to do that running DDT to Yokozuna? I did that. And like the dude, you could see his shoulder rip out of his socket and he hit head first on the ground. And as soon as he did that, all of his heroin needles just went showering over me, like went to the ground, shattering. It was just kind of like, instead of his head exploding blood, like his body exploded fucking like drug needles everywhere. It was like, dude, what the fuck is happening right now? And of course,
speaking of shoplifters, though, that very same Dollar Tree, my friend Tori, who I think we talked about last week on the show, fell asleep in the middle of giving me a oral pleasure. She came by my house one time and she pulls up in her purse and she shows me all the shit she just got. She's got like all this toothpaste and like makeup and shit.
Where'd you get that? Oh, I took it from Dollar Tree.
I was like, damn, you bought a lot of shit. She's like, oh, I didn't pay for it. I stole everything. I was like,
would you want some? No, I don't want any of your stolen stuff.
She gave me a tube of charcoal toothpaste. I was like, hey, I'll take it. Hey,
nice.
So, you know, I hold myself harmless in this. I was not there. Now, I've been in that store with her, but I was not with her on this night because according to her, she got the 500 discount. I was at home waiting. I got the toothpaste. I wasn't going to turn it down.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what the fuck?
You know, but on behalf of the Dollar Tree, I beat her ass for it.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, toothpaste, shit like that. Like, shit like that is the most like theft stuff out there. Like, you would think that they'd be stealing medicine, whatever. No, fucking like toothpaste.
Well, Dollar Tree doesn't really have anything
fancy
like that. So you gotta take what you can get.
You know,
keep in mind, this is also somebody who is a prostitute and a drug dealer, and she's stealing. But she has no money. She's stealing toothpaste. I'm like, how do you not have enough money for $1 tube of toothpaste?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
and she still owes me $100. If you're out there and you're listening, if I catch you on the streets, bitch, I will make you my house know. You talked about last
Oh
week's
yeah,
episode.
and by the way, for those of you watching here on Patreon, whenever you may see this, remember this is our Patreon exclusive. Only $3 a month for our Patreon. We are releasing Al Snow t-shirts.
Ah.
However, it's going to be Al Fears Socrates t-shirts, and on the back it's going to say Socrates 1, Al Snow 0. But now Al's second appearance means much more, because due to your photographic memory, which you talk about all the time, we now officially know that 22 years to the day is when Al Snow stole your finish.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing. So now maybe exactly 22 years later, you may hear Al Snow say, yeah, so what? I stole your finish. Or Al Snow might just look at you and go, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
You're still holding on to that? Like, I may have stole it. Like, be like, Al Snow, you know you stole it, you son of a bitch, ass ruckus.
I don't know if anybody who listens to this show knows this, but I can hold a grudge.
Oh, dude, yeah. I would never, ever imagine in a million years you holding a grudge.
And if you don't believe me, just listen to the first War Pigs episode where I called out about 46 different people.
And what we're going to do is, you might hear a little bit of something in the background, but what we are going to do is we're going to do a very special segment with Johnny Goodluck tonight. And pretty much that's called a Name That Scene. And I'm going to start doing it with any adult film star we have on here, and in which we play a sound file of that scene. And they need to try to tell us who they did that scene with.
Nice.
And that will be fun. And maybe, you know, if Johnny's down with it, we'll do the kind of thing of, hey, if you get it wrong, you take a shot. And you know, so I have 3 scenes. So right now, if you hear a little bit of something in the background, this could very well get us banned from Facebook, because this is going to be on Facebook Live, but it's going to be sound files.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. You know, it's a whole sound file of, you know, the scene. So that's the thing. It's like, you know, he's going to need to guess of which scene it is. And here's the thing. He's not joining us yet on Patreon. One of those scenes is going to be of his wife, which is Draven Star. And we're going to see
no relation to Bob Star.
Right? Yeah. No relation to Bob Star. However, both him and Draven Star, both of them are Maryland locals. Yeah. So that's fun. You know, we can get
this. I don't know. So of the 3 of us that are going to be on the podcast tonight, there's video of at least 2 of us online having sex.
You and Johnny Goodluck.
Yeah. Because again, the young lady I was just talking about earlier that robbed the Dollar Tree.
Okay.
She asked me very politely one time. She was like, "Do you mind if I film what we do tonight?" Oh. She's like, I want to show.
Does she have an OnlyFans?
She probably does. Well, yeah, I think she does now.
That's what she's using it for.
No. What she told me was there was like another girl that she was working with. Okay. And she wanted to show her what we do, because we did all kind of weird shit. And I guess she wanted to teach her some stuff.
Keep on telling the people at home. I'm going to go use the bathroom before I start live.
So of course, you know, you always trust a thought. You know, she promised me. She says, you know, I'm not going to show it to anybody. I just want to have it, you know, because I want to show my friend, because it's fun. You know, we do all this crazy role play stuff, and you know, all the shit we do. She's like, do you have a problem with that? I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm the fucking high priest. Do you think my reputation is going to be hurt by somebody finding me online having sex? Like, it's not like I'm Hulk Hogan. Would anybody really be surprised if they saw that video? So she filmed, and that was it's floating out there somewhere, like a turd in the punch bowl of life. It's floating out there somewhere. But she promised me.
Wait, did you say that there's a punch bowl of life out there somewhere? Like,
I know. I said this video of me and her is out there floating somewhere, like a turd.
Or her OnlyFans. That's where.
If you go to OnlyFans, you look up Tori Love, you'll probably find a video of her getting her ass beat by the high priest. You're welcome. But no, you know. She said she wouldn't, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, hey.
But that's why I said, would anybody really be surprised? Would my reputation be hurt if they saw the video of me online beating the shit out of a thought?
No,
I'm not exactly known for being a Catholic priest.
Their reputation is not going to be any hurt more than what it was when Maddie Paul wanted to show Jesse Jane his dick, and you did.
And I stepped up to the plate.
That's the thing. Yeah. So just imagine this. She'll never remember it. I'm sure she's never had a dream about it. I'm sure she's never ever thought about it since that moment. But you could sit there and tell anybody out there that Jesse Jane saw your penis.
Not only
So
that,
that is an
not
accomplishment.
only that, but that same night on stage, she fucking basically
Yes,
dry
yeah,
humped
because
me.
it was supposed to be Matty Paul too.
Yeah.
She was supposed to beat his ass with the boxing gloves and do all that. And I was like, well, Socrates, you're in. Like that, it was kind of like AWL when Derek Frazier couldn't show up, and I went back. I'm like, Mustafa, you got. It was like, Psycho, you have your gear. Yep. All right, you're on. Let's do it. Go.
I remember this very vividly because there's a picture of it on whoever's Facebook was taking
Yeah,
a picture.
yeah.
But it's just me laying there, you know, not moving, and she's fucking dry humping me on stage. There's everybody like taking pictures.
And Socrates doesn't know whether he wants to come or cry
No,
at that
to
exact
come or
moment.
cry.
Yeah.
You know the other thing about that night? I know this might shock a lot of people out there. I was pretty fucking stoned that night. So just laying there on the stage as she's doing what she's doing, I remember thinking to myself, you know what? I've had worse nights than this.
Yeah.
I've had worse nights.
This actually isn't too bad.
No.
There have been nights that have been worse, but this night though, this is not bad.
Because you know, sometimes in strip clubs I've had good nights and I've had bad nights.
Yeah.
Sometimes Kevin Nash steals your stripper. Sometimes you meet a girl who almost drives.
I'm hoping.
Sometimes you meet a girl who almost drives you to suicide.
I'm hoping that one day we have Kevin Nash on. I've reached out to Kevin Nash before in the past, and he told me, he's like, get your followers up a little bit, which is fine. That's 100% fine. But I'm hoping that we have Nash on, because if so, you can address your heat with Nash for him stealing your stripper, which I'm sure he remembers. And dude, I'm telling you, you have to tell Al Snow your accomplishments.
Oh, yeah.
You have to tell him that you worked that you beat Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah.
You have to tell him that you were the NWO hardcore champion, because those are just accomplishments.
Yeah.
You know, compared to all the things Al Snow has done, the owner of Collar and Elbow, the owner of OVW, countless time hardcore champion, world tag team champion, European champion, in the first and only ever Kennel from Hell match.
Yeah.
However, he was not the NWO hardcore champion. He was not the NWO cruiserweight champion. No. And he is not the high priest.
You know what else he never did? He never tagged with a future EWA Hall of Famer. He did the Eddie Guerrero spot where I missed by
where it went
3 feet.
Tragically wrong. Where it went tragically wrong. And actually, speaking of which, the EWA Hall of Fame show was 2 years ago on the 18th. So yeah, because I saw the photos, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, yeah, it's been 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I'm like, that's the last big match that I had in my career was, you know, there. I did a few here and there or whatever, and you never know what the future holds. You never actually retire.
The wrestling business is like the mafia. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
And that's the thing. Like you said, you couldn't work, but if it ever, like, if the stuff on this show ever somehow leads to you and Al Snow at a show, and they go, "Hey, do you want?" I guarantee you'd be like, "I might die, but yeah, let's do it." Like that's just the whole thing. Even if you can't, like, even if it's the kind of thing where you know you do a promo shitting on Al Snow, and you have someone work Snow, and then afterwards he hits you with head or some shit like that, and that's just it. It's like, you know, either way you look at it, like, I mean, technically, me, it's like, you know, I'm still a worker. This to me, this is a work. Like that's the whole thing. Like, you know, it's real, but it's also, you know, it's me being able to be me and being able to, you know, be a character. And here's Eric right here. I'm going to go ahead and let him in. But
you've known me for a long. You've known me for a long time. The line between work and shoot is a little blurry.
And, the line with work and shoot with you is definitely blurry. Eric, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's up, dudes?
Not too much. So we're talking a little bit on the pre-show. Of course, last week we were supposed to have Al Snow on the show. Unfortunately, Al Snow had pneumonia and he kept on hiccuping a lot, so he canceled on us right before we went live. So Socrates has heat with Al Snow. He accuses Al Snow of stealing his finishing maneuver 22 years ago. And also Al Snow did not acknowledge him at a bar. So now Socrates is hell-bent on the thing of Al Snow now fears him.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull a Roman Reigns. When I see Al, I'm going to be like, Al Snow, I want you to acknowledge me as the high priest, as the head of the table, as the true hardcore legend.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Al Snow invented getting head from Socrates? That was the finishing move that he stole?
I thought he was talking about the snowplow, but he wasn't.
Okay.
It was like the stunner move that he did. Al Snow did as a regular move but it was Socrates' finish. I'm
It
like,
was-
Psycho, no way he took your finish. Like,
Well, here's the thing.
I just think it's really funny that he didn't know what a blowjob was before he met Socrates. That's very
How
funny.
about this? Has Al Snow ever had a hooker fall asleep in the middle of a blowjob like I did? As we told on the podcast last week.
Go off, King.
But no, so Al Snow is rescheduled for July 24th. But you know, it's the whole thing of Socrates had us last week. He's like, if Al Snow does not show up by the count of 10, you're going to declare me the victor over Al Snow. So of course, you know, we counted to 10. Al
Now,
Snow didn't show up.
you know
So
what?
now Socrates says it's now Al Snow 0 and Socrates 1.
After
Fuck
this
yeah.
podcast, you might have to make a new shirt. Socrates 2. Al Snow 0.
Come on, Al Snow. Stop ducking my man out there.
Yeah, and he sat there. He's like, he does this whole promo skill, and he's like, I beat Nikolai Volkov. I'm a former NWL hardcore champion. I'm a former NWL cruiserweight champion. I'm like, oh yeah, Socrates, your accomplishments. I'm sure Al Snow is shitting his pants right now. Like Nikolai Volkov, I would never imagine Al ever being in the ring with any kind of legend that would even equivalent the Nikolai Volkov. No, don't mention the fact he was in a cage match with The Rock, or you know, anything like that. The first and only ever Kennel from Hell match, which is legendary.
Oh, you've worked Steve Austin. Well, guess what? I've worked fucking Jay Baller. You got that? You got that on me, Al Snow? Yeah. Shout out to Jay Baller if you're listening. That's the man I won the cruiserweight title from, and that was the match with 5 people and a dog. That was the match.
That's the guy who we took his promo photo, and we had
Yes.
Bump tip a stripper with the promo photo for Jay Baller, and the look that she gave Mr. Bump when he did it
And you
was
remember-
just immaculate.
You remember
Like,
her? You remember her quote, don't you?
no.
She looks at it. She looks at me and Bump. She goes, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then she throws it back in his face. So I felt so bad. I had to tip her. I was like, "I'll give you $1."
Oh, dude,
Hey Ray and Socrates. This year I did Comedy Mania 2.
Yes,
And I know you didn't you weren't a part of it, but we have the old CZW ring up at
really?
Harvard Grace. Yeah, that is the CZW retired ring that they left there.
Oh,
And
nice.
so we were performing from that. It's second year in a row that we've done that. And you know, last year I got suplexed by Justin and Stefan Subotic.
yeah.
And this year we brought in the King Ryan McBride.
I was a little upset he
and-
didn't have his mustache.
Yeah, I was a little perturbed by that. I don't like him mustacheless. You know? I've only seen him work once, and this is the first time I ever like dealt with him, and he was very, very kind gentleman. Loved him.
Great guy.
But as we've progressed now, me and Justin have a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
He won up to me year 1, year 2. I'm Comedy Mania's champion via a Stone Cold Stunner and a Death Valley Driver from the sweet Ryan McBride. But as we're working up to Comedy Mania 3, which is a year out from here, we're calling on to the professionals that we know. Justin is probably going to get Mr. Greg Awesome involved. I think his name is Greg Excellence.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Another great guy.
Who I've seen who's chopped Justin in half before in the past.
yeah.
But I just want to tell you right now, me and Justin are trying to not be a sideshow. We want to be part of the action. We want to go and we want to work that night. You understand? We want to I love to be dominated in a way and been broken in half. I played rugby for 16 years. There's no amount of punishment you can give me that I can't. You understand? I'm not a brittle person, and I won't take it personal. So what me and Justin said, I was like, "Hey, I know Ray," and he was just like, "Oh, I remember Ray." I was like,
he did AWL with us. Yeah.
We're gonna work out a fucking legit tag match. Me and McBride versus him and fucking Greg. And we're gonna work out some spots. I'm telling you right now, I'm going through a table, and it's not the first table. It's not the first table I've been through. I'll tell you that right now. I've been through a table unprofessionally before. I'm ready to work. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be reaching out to you to help facilitate this pre-show as we work up. Because listen, me and Justin, we take this seriously. We treat it with respect. In all honesty, we treat the business with a level of respect. Because as soon as McBride came in, we were like, whatever you want to do, we will do what you tell us to do. You need to understand. You need to understand that. We will tell that. Because listen, I wanted to Vader bomb him, and I was just like, he talked us out of that. He talked us out of me Vader bombing him. I was just like, he was like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that. I was like, I respect your thing. Guess what? I'm not going to do that. I will not do that for you. But we're going to work until we can do something fucking wild.
I'll help you guys out. If there's ever a night, somebody's not available, I'll come down, do whatever with you guys. Do they leave the ring up there or?
I don't know if the ring is left up year round, like intact, but they have it there. So I know the staff breaks it down and puts it back up. And we've bounced off them. It's a nice ring, it's all boards.
Is myself and McBride may have very well way back in the day worked in that ring in like 07, 08, maybe 09, 2010, because Maven Bentley used to do his thing at the CZW Arena and he would use that ring. So if it's that ring, it may have been a ring that that may have been the ring that I worked the Easter Bunny in. I don't know. I have no idea, so that's just the whole thing.
I've ever been in was an old ECW ring.
Oh,
that thing was beautiful because it was like bumping on a mattress. It kind of has to be for all the crazy shit they did,
All right, what I'm going to do is